recording. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, I hope that all of you are fine, feeling well, and I hope that all of you are preparing for your assessments. And you know very well that today what we are going to do, we are going to have a revision for the chapters which are there in the second syllabus, second monthly test syllabus. So I am going to recall chapter number 2 and I need your participation over here. Okay, let me share my screen with you. Okay, one thing I would like to tell all the students that you are supposed to use decent images, pictures when you are joining the class. Okay, cartoonic and such kind of images should not be there. Now come towards the work that we are going to do. We are going to revise chapter number 2. Chapter number 2 is about operating system. So I would like to know from you people, I would just like to know from you people that what is your concept, and if some questions, most of the questions will be there from this chapter. But chapter number 3 is also there. Chapter number 3 is mainly relevant to practical. So I told you that only some theoretical questions or definitions can come, but mainly this assessment will be from chapter number 2. Okay, chapter number 2. So in this chapter, what we are going to do, we are going to revise, we are going to recall. What we are going to recall? We are going to revise the concepts, and I need your participation, that what you will write if this question comes in your paper, if these questions are going to come in your paper. So what you are going to write in this chapter, which is basically fundamentals of operating system. How do you define operating system, and what kind of sample questions are there that can be constructed on this chapter? Sample questions, why I share with you the sample questions? Because one topic can be assessed in some different ways. So who is going to tell me the answer for define operating system? Give 3 examples. Also mention 3 examples. Yes, please. Any one of you, not necessary that your answer is correct or incorrect. It does not matter a lot. Okay. You have to give the answer. Yes, please, students. Yes, Aryan, will you say something about the define operating system? What is the operating system? What is the precise to the point definition of operating system? Yes, quickly.
Sir, the software that controls the operation of a computer is called an operating system.
Good. This is basically a software which controls the operations of the computer system, that is called operating system. Basically, the
Example,
system is a
Linux, Windows, and iOS.
okay, good, good. These are the examples. So basically, the computer system, the operating system is the master control program of the computer system. Operating system is master control program which manages all the operations. What are those operations? These are relevant to installation of software, opening software, closing software, defining users, giving rights, giving permissions, creating files, deleting files, moving files, all files operation, managing storage media. All types of operations are there which are done by the operating system. Okay, and the examples as he has mentioned over here: Windows, Apple, iOS, Google, Android, Apple, Mac, Linux operating system. A number of operating systems are there. What are the functions of operating system? The question can come, list at least 6 functions. When we have got the list question, so we have to rewrite only names. When we have got describe, then we are going to discuss those functions. So right now in this question, if you are going to see that what is basically written over here, we have to list only. Yes, who is going to give me the list of the major operations, major functions basically the functions of the operating system. Yes, please, students. Yes, students. I think some other student, Malik Masab. You must have, all the students must have this page. We are on page number. This chapter is there on page number 37. We all of us must be on the page number 37. Okay. Yes, Masab. Can you say something about it? What are the different operating system functions? Functions of the operating system. Will you please unmute yourself?
Sir, computer hardware resources.
What are the different function names? Just give me the names of those functions, that these are the functions that the computer system performs. These are the major functions.
File management, resource management, user management.
A bit loudly. Yes, Masab.
Sir, process management, memory management, file management. Resource.
Process management, memory management, input output management, file management, resource management. So if a question comes for 6 marks, so you are going to write over here, okay, we are going to manage 6 points, 1 2 3 4 5 6. If the question is there to describe, to discuss, okay, let's suppose they may ask you separately in the short question, describe process management. Operating system. Yes, who is going to explain this? Describe the process management. What is meant by it is already written in front of you. Process management. What does it mean? Yes, please. What does it mean, process management? Any one of you, not necessary that the answer should be 100% correct. Just unmute yourself and explain.
Sir, management is an essential part of operating system. A process is a program in execution. In computer system, multiple processes are executing concurrently or waiting for their turn to be executed.
Good. The process management is basically the major part, major function, which is done by operating system. You know, when you are going to use operating system, there are a number of processes. You can see right now on my taskbar. On my taskbar, MS Word is open, Adobe PDF is open, Zoom is open, PowerPoint is open, okay, Google Chrome is open, Microsoft Edge is open. A number of processes are there which are open. So you will see that these processes are basically managed by operating system, and these processes are going to be processed definitely by the CPU. But how this will be done, how this process will be done, basically operating system is going to play a vital role, an important role over here, and it is going to assign the task to the CPU, and the CPU is going to do it accordingly. The CPU is going to do, and all the process, you know, you can see over here, all the processes are going to be executed, and it seems that the processes are running over here, and these all processes are basically running quite smoothly, but the CPU is giving them the time efficiently, and of course this is assigned by the operating system, and the CPU is managing accordingly. So the process management is a very important thing. Every process is first created, then it is going to be ready, and when it will be waiting, then it is going to be CPU to be processed, and after running, when it has been run, it is going to be terminated. You know that when one process is started, first it is started, then it is ready to go, and then afterwards, after the running, you are going to terminate it. So even then, even in a single task, there are a number of processes. For example, if I'm typing over here, so there are processes done. You know, when you are applying something, bold, italic, underline, each step may have different processes. So these processes are done by the operating system, and I had given you these notes in your question in your Google Classroom so that you can go through it. Students, I hope this point is clear. In multi-programming environment, operating system decides which process gets processor when and how much time will be allocated. The function is called process scheduling. Okay. An operating system does not follow does the following activities. Number one, keep tracks of the processor in status of process. Means what is the status of a process when one process is going to be done, whether it is done or not. The program responsible for the task is known as traffic controller. Now that process is done by which program? That program is called traffic controller. Allocate the CPU to the process. Okay, this process is allocated to the CPU, and when they're done, when the task is done, deallocation of the process from the CPU. These all tasks are done by the operating system. Now come towards the memory management. Yes, students, what does it mean? What is meant by memory management? Memory management. Yes, students,
Sir,
anyone?
can I tell?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
It is the process of allocating memory space to the different programs. When programs are run by users, the operating system allocates portions of memory these programs.
Okay. What does it mean? It means that whenever you are running a process, of course, at that time it needs the memory as well. The memory will be required to process that object, whatever it is. Memory will be required. So how that memory will be managed? All these tasks are done by the operating system. The process needs memory, so memory will be managed by the operating system. How to manage the memory, and not only the memory inside the CPU, which are registers, the memory on the motherboard, which is basically your main memory is there basically, in which your data is going to be processed. So whenever you give any instruction from the app, so operating system is going to manage the resources, and in those resources the primary memory is also included. The primary memory is also included in those resources. So what we have written over here, memory management refers to management of primary memory and main memory. We are basically concerned with the primary memory and the main memory. Main memory is a large array of words or bytes, where each word or byte has its own address. Main memory or primary memory, these are the same things. We are talking about the RAM, where the data initially goes for the sake of processing. Main memory provides a fast storage that can be accessed directly by the CPU, keeps tracks of primary memory. In multi-programming, the operating system decides which process will get memory and when, and allocates the memory and deallocates the memory. Allocation and deallocation. Now you can see that operating system is allocating the resources and deallocating the resources in all the cases. So memory means you need to put the data somewhere, of course, and that is basically the main memory or the primary memory. So it will be managed by operating system. Now, input and output devices. Who is going to explain? Arsalan Asif. Arsalan Asif. Will you please explain input and output devices management? What is meant by IO management? IO management. IO devices. There are some IO devices. What are those devices? Yes, please. Loudly, loudly. I'm not able to listen to you.
Management of IO devices is a very important part of the operating system. So important and so varied, the entire IO system are devoted to its operation. Consider the range of devices on a modern computer, from mice, keyboards, disk drives, display,
Okay. Basically, when you are giving any instruction to the CPU, when you are giving any instruction, you using your keyboard or mouse or any input device, what you are giving one interrupt. Interrupt means you are giving one interrupt means basically basically it's a command that you are giving. So it is basically an interrupt to the system, and system is going to handle this interrupt. And basically input and output devices, all the input and output devices are going to be managed by the operating system. Management of input and output devices is a very important part of operating system. So whenever you give any command or you enter data, you are giving input using input device, keyboard, mouse, trackball, joystick, any input device that you are using, camera, webcam. And whenever the process is done and the output is going to be displayed or output is going towards the user, so of course you have got one output device. So in this regard, operating system has got the role to communicate with these devices. Operating system is going to communicate with these devices. Operating system will communicate with these devices, will manage the interrupts. What is meant by interrupt? As I have already explained you, interrupt is basically the outside disturbance using any input device that the CPU is getting. For example, when I'm clicking my mouse, so I'm giving one interrupt. I clicked on the red color, I showed that I need to select over here red color. If I will click on yellow color, I'm showing that I'm interested to have yellow color, so I'm giving instruction. So these instructions are basically the interrupts. Sending process data to output devices means it will manage the communication between the system and the input and output devices, number one, and it will handle all the commands and instructions given by the input devices, number two, and it will send the outputs to the output devices, the output done by the computer system towards the output devices. That output devices may be a printer, that output devices may be a display adapter, any USB network connection, okay, that may be any output device. Okay, now come towards the next point. In the functions of operating system, file management. What does it mean? So I think that Abdul Muiz, what kind of operations, Abdul Muiz, you do on your computer when you are dealing with the file? What do you do? Do you create the file? You delete the file? What are these operations? Abdul Muiz, will you unmute yourself? Yes, please. Yes, Abdul Muiz. Why you are not unmuting yourself? Abdul Hadi. Abdul Hadi. Whatever your answer is, not necessary that it should be 100% correct. You have to read it from the book. If you are unable to give the reply by yourself, just read it from the book, what is meant by file management. This is the easiest way to reply. Any other student?
Sir, file management is a part of operating system that organizes, stores, and keep track of computer files and folders.
Okay, good. File management, you know that we are dealing with the files on our computer system. If we'll go over here, there are a number of files. What do? We copy the file. When you right click on the file, you get some options. You can copy the file, you can cut the file, you can delete, you can rename, you can move one file from one place to another, you can create a new file. For example, if you are creating a new Word file over here, okay, ABC, this is the name of the file. So all the operations relevant to the file management, when you're installing some software, the files are going to be copied in your system. Okay, when you are creating a new file of any type, so it will have some particular extension which will define the type of the file. Just like this is .docx file which belongs to Microsoft Word. Similarly, each and every file has got some properties. This is basically a JPEG file, image file, and we can apply different types of operations on such files. So file management, file system is normally organized into directories for each for easy navigation and usage. Directories means we are talking about folders. Directories means folders, and we can create files and folders. We can manage folders. We can create inside folders, folders inside folders, and multiple folders. And in those folders, we can put our files according to our requirement. These directories may contain files and other directories. Other directories means other folders. An operating system does the following activities regarding file management. Keeps track of the information, location, uses status. Okay, location is very important. You know, when you go to any file, you know, you go to the drive, you go to the folder, then you go to that folder in which you want to go. And then inside there is another folder you want to go. And then inside you click the file. So this is basically the path, you know, operating system is defining. Inside the D drive, E drive, there is PSS drive, there is class 9 drive, there is chapter 2 drive. So this all is managed by, this is called keeping track of the information, location and the status. The collective facilities are often known as the file system. Manage operations of creating, opening, editing, renaming, moving, copying, deleting, searching files. You know, all these operations are there that you perform. File management is clear, students. You will be able to write in the paper. So what kind of question will be there? If one question, single question can be asked. Explain any 5 functions of operating system. You may be asked for any 3 or any 2 in short question, but in long question, normally what would be asked? They will ask you to write the functions of operating system for all 5, 6. They may ask you by single, just like describe process management of operating system. They may ask you any one of them. Okay, it depends. Now resource management, another point is given over here. Resource management, all the resources. What are the resources? Input output devices, processing devices, hard disk, storage, memory, CPU, mainly CPU over here, because CPU is the major resource. Resource management is an important process in all operating system in which we have scarce resources to manage all process running on that system. There are designed many algorithms which are used to manage the processes. Basically, the resource management over here, we are referring toward the CPU, because CPU is managing all the operations. So you know very well that when we go to the process window by pressing Control Shift and Escape, you will see that all the processes which are going on, these are the processes which are going on. So process management is done by the operating system, that how much CPU is being used by which software. Just like my CPU is being used right now 16%. Okay, and how much is using? Acrobat is not using anything. Edge is using 0.1. Okay, Zoom is using 8.6%, means maximum right now Zoom is using. Okay, see on this screen, memory is also being shared over here, that the how much memory is being used over here for which process. This file is heavy file, so I think it is taking 141. Then Google Chrome is taking 56 MB. Microsoft is taking right now memory 48 MB. Okay, so all the resources are managed by the computer system. Operating system is managing the CPU resource. Okay, CPU resource. An operating system does the following activities for resource management. Keep tracks of all resources responsible for a task is known as input output controller, IO controller. Decides which process gets the device, when and how, for how much time. Allocates the resource and deallocates the resource. So CPU management means the management of the resource, the major resource CPU to the processes is also done by the operating system. User management, this is very important, because in your labs, in computer lab, in universities, colleges, there are a number of users who are going to sit on a computer system. So sometimes it happens that you have got different users which are created you know, on an operating system inside one computer. So you will go to the control panel, you will be able to see that there is an option given over here for the sake of users management. So you will go to the user management, you can create multiple users. Okay, you can create users, more users over here for the sake of usage. For example, if there are 5 family members, so they all can have their own user accounts and one administrator is going to manage them, just like we manage our user accounts in the computer lab. Okay, multiple users can use. This is managed by the operating system. So what are the tasks? Creating new users, granting rights to the users. Means, for example, maybe in my house, if one computer is used by many people, so may be possible that I am not giving the rights of using a particular app, which is my office app, to my kids. So I can assign the rights. I can restrict over there that he is able to open this folder or that folder or this folder or that folder, depending on my requirement. Similarly, the same kind of thing we do in the computer lab, where the students are coming, they don't have the right of installation any new software. They can't. They can just use the softwares which are already installed. They cannot download the software and they cannot install any new software or any such kind of thing, any game or something. So granting rights to the users, managing resource users account for allocation them different types of permissions. And sometimes it happens that you are taking the permission back. That is called revoking user rights, and deleting user account. Sometimes the user is no more. He is not available. He has left the college. The student has left the college. So we are going to remove that student. Okay. This point is clear. Up to here, all the functions are clear. Any function can be asked in the paper. Okay, the question can be asked in this way. List the tasks performed by operating system in I'm talking about in memory management, in user management, in input output management, in file management. I'm just giving you the example of file management. What are the tasks? List any 6 tasks. For example, if I say that list any 6 tasks performed by operating system in file management. Yes, what we are going to write over here? Yes, students. Heba Amin, can you give answer for this? Heba Amin. Will you please unmute yourself? Will you? Aisha. Yes.
Can you repeat the question?
Sorry.
Sir, can you repeat the question?
My question is that list any 6 tasks performed by operating system. This is the question. Performed by operating system in file management. In file management. And I had already shared this. Right now, I shared with you people that what kind of things are there that we do with the files. These are the things that you need to tell over here. What do you do with the files? You create the file. Yes, please. What are the different file operations? Cannot you give me the list? For example, I right click over here. What I am doing right now, I'm creating a file creation. Okay. Now this is the file. If I right click on it and I go to rename option and I give some other name to it. This is what I am doing. I am renaming the file. I can cut it over here and I can go and I can paste it in any other folder. Okay. So what does it mean? Moving the file. I can delete this file. All these operations which are mentioned over here. These operations. Manage operations of creating, opening, editing, all these. Creating, opening, editing, renaming, moving, copying, deleting, searching files. These are all files operations. You have to mention such kind of example. The question may be asked in this way. All these are already mentioned over here. Already mentioned. Cannot you read it from here? Cannot you read it? This point is clear or not? Okay, up to here all these things are clear. So it may be asked about anything, any function of the operating system. It may be asked in this way that list any 6 tasks performed by operating system in memory management. Okay, okay, students. Now come toward the next topic. Functions of operating system is done. All the functions. If you have got any question up to here, sorry, I think this is another file. Yes, operating system user interface. Now we come towards the book and we see that what is there the next topic. Operating system user interface. Operating system user interface. What is meant by user interface? How do you define user interface? The question can come. Yes, please, any student, define operating system, define user interface. List 3 types of, only names. You have to write the names in this question. 3 types of user interfaces. Yes, please, students. Any one of you. Any one of you. Hajra. Hajra. Will you please check your mic? Your mic is not visible. Just connect it and unmute yourself. Aisha. Will you please unmute yourself? Operating system user interface. What does it mean? What comes in your mind when we say operating system user interface? What is basically the user interface? The operating system user interface, what is meant by this? There are different types of user interfaces. You know, interface is basically that portion of operating system which is visible to the user, which is visible to the user. There are different types of user interfaces. This is basically the user interface of DOS, you know, DOS operating system, where you write commands, where you write commands. This is called command line interface. Let me open over here my virtual DOS machine. Command prompt is there. Can you see this? This is my command prompt. This is command prompt. So what can I do if I will write dir? So it is going to show me the list of all the folders which are available over here. If I want to go on, let's suppose in the folder of desktop. I will write cd, change directory, go to desktop. Now I'm in the desktop. If I write over here dir, I will be able to see all the files which are available on my desktop. Are you getting this point? So this is how basically a user interface is. In Windows, we have got this type of environment, graphical user interface. This is graphical user interface. We can write the name of the program and we can open that program by typing the name quite easily, or we can just click on the program name and that program will be opened. So that area which is basically visible to the environment, which is basically visible to the user, is called user interface. What I said. Yes, Rayan Asif. What is the definition of user interface? Quickly. Rayan Asif. The operating system provides a user interface. User interface means the environment with which the user is going to interact with the machine. Okay, user interface is either graphical or text-based. So we have got 3 types. What are the types? Command line interface, example is DOS, virtual DOS machine we have got in the Windows disk operating system. Then graphical user interface, this is example is Windows, any version of the Windows, all are graphical. Menu driven interface you have not seen. You will go and you will write over here menu driven interface. So you will be able to see that we have got an operating system with the name of Novell NetWare. This is basically a menu based operating system. Menus are there using which you are going to select the option. You don't need to type the command. Okay, students, this thing is clear. So in command line interface, we have got Unix and DOS, disk operating system. Unix and DOS. So the question can come over here. Sample questions. I am giving you these sample questions in your today's work of your Google Classroom, so that you can see that what we have studied today. Revision, we have done the revision. Topics covered with sample questions. These are the sample questions. Okay, these are the sample questions that I have shared with you. The question can be in this regard as well, just like that you have to type, you have to write about the command line interface. Define command line interface. Give with 2 examples. Command line interface where you have to type the command. What is the definition of command line interface? Definition of command line interface. What is the definition? Where you have to type the command. You need to remember the command. Commands are typed by the keyboard on a given prompt, which is called command prompt. Just like I showed you over here, the command prompt, C:\\/ greater than sign to enter the command. The user must know the syntax of the command. If you will write the wrong command, you will not be able to see the output. DOS commands are difficult to remember. So the 2 commonly used operating system of the command line interface are disk operating system and Unix operating system. These are the 2 examples. If you will go to the internet and you will find out, so you will be able to see other examples are there. Examples of command line operating systems. You will be able to find out some other operating systems where there are command line interfaces given. So major example is DOS and Unix, major example. But the other examples are also there which have got command prompt to enter the commands. Okay. Similarly, if you will see the command line interface, command line interface is there in the ATM machines as well. The ATM machines have got the command line interface, menu driver interface. So menu driver interface we will study inshallah tomorrow, because our class time is going to end over here. So command line, up to command line interface and up to these questions we have done. I'm going to save it. You can see over here. And today we have done the revision for upcoming test. Inshallah tomorrow we will be revising again the same chapter. We will complete it inshallah tomorrow. We have got the class, and then day after tomorrow on first you have got the paper. Do you know about it? I hope so. No one is going to say no. The timing 8 o'clock, and the paper will be conducted via Google Classroom. If someone has not joined the Google Classroom, he or she should join the Google Classroom by this Google Class code. The paper will be uploaded over here. Yes, fine students, this thing is clear. All points are clear.